Greetings. Today's topic is kind of odd for me. Um, it's something that is bugging me, that has been bugging me for a long time, right? Um, I've tried my best to look for good examples and had people send me lists, right? And what I found generally is that no matter what I try to do, females are very, very hard, like, to laugh at. What does that mean? Like, there are a lot of female comedians out there, right? And they tell jokes, and their jokes are like, sometimes clever, sometimes not, mostly not, but like, there's something about the female presentation that just makes them not funny, right? It's just weird. I thought it was subjective at first until I started telling people. And if somebody's not a feminazi, right? This doesn't come to me. It's like, how dare you? Women can be funny. Whatever a woman says, I'll laugh at by instinct, right? And unless somebody comes to me like that, it's just, I watch the content, I talk to people about it, and they believe it. You put a male guy, a female gal, right? Both say the same bit, same presentation. You would laugh at the guy more than the gal. Why? I thought about it. And somebody suggested this concept. Some comedian wrote this and it was presented to me. I'm paraphrasing to the max here, but let's, for the sake of argument, present this and see if we can analyze it together. That males generally can be funny because females don't need to do anything in nature. Generally, they just need to look pretty, right? And again, ooh, sexism, ooh, go fuck yourself. All right, let me present this. Take your biases and your feminism and just throw it on the side for a bit. Hear me out, right? And look at nature. You know that, is it called a peacock? That thing where like they have the majestic wings. Well, who have the majestic wings? The males. The females don't have them. They don't need them, right? All they need is to sit there, and the peacock needs to impress the female, so they need this beautiful set of wings or patterns on their wings. Similarly, I had a female bird. I forget its name. It's the thing with the spiky hair, right? And it was female. You know, it produced only one sound. No matter what she wanted. Right? And then I look up a video of a male one, and you see that those things are so intelligent, right? Like they're almost parrots. They can copy speech, like insane talents, right? And then you compare, like, okay, why can't my bird do this? Female. Why? Because the female does not need to do it. The male needs to impress the female. So this evolves to humanity in such a way that females, generally, biologically, when they see a skill that is impressive to them, they would want to mate with the person who did it. That's just nature, right? And maybe if somebody's evolved or is altered by their cultural perception of what a female is, and they want to be strong, independent females who need no man, they will reject this. But generally, rule of thumb, females find talent attractive. Talent, what do you call them? Well-being. You know, when somebody has a six-pack, that suggests well-being. Wealth, if somebody has a Ferrari, that suggests well-being, and so on. Capability, an interesting partner to mate with, right? So, one of those well-being elements is being funny, right? So the males just developed a better sense of it and how to properly do it, because by instinct they have to be better to impress the females, right? To mate. So that's argument number one. Another argument I heard is that generally females are of a higher social status than males, right? So let me give you an example. When a fat person, right, mocks himself or gets mocked, everybody laughs, right? Oh, he falls down the stairs, hilarious. When an old wise man falls down the stairs, will people laugh? Most likely not, right? Think about it. What's the difference between this fat person and their, like fat person and the old guy? The old guy is on a higher social status. He's old, he's respected, so when something bad happens to him or something ridiculing happens to him, you don't want to laugh per se, right? But when a fat person, a young, quirky, gregarious fat person just starts falling down the stairs, you'd help him out. You'd check if he's injured, but don't tell me you won't do it with a smile on your face, right? Unless you know that guy has diabetes and he's gonna die soon. And even then, it's like, you bitch ass, you died, right? You almost died. Lose some weight, you fucking dingus, That's the same concept, right? Um, Guys generally are on a lower social status than females. Why? Because females need to be protected, they need to be respected, they need to be mated with and taken care of. There's a level of care there. So when a guy mocks himself or, tries to be funny, it's easier for males and females in general to laugh. But when a female does it, especially self mockery, right? Everybody feels weird, especially the guys. Like, okay, no, this feels bad. This is not funny when you say it, right? The double standard is real. When people are like, oh, double standards for females and males. Yeah, because there are no double standards because males and females are not equal to begin with. Do not kid me with that sort of crap, right? There is no double standard because the standards are different from the beginning, because the people are different. Biology is different. The hormonal level is different. One gets a period, one doesn't. One wants to stick it everywhere. The other doesn't. The other's selective. So there's a dynamic that's very different between the two sexes, and we need to understand this, and that applies to comedy. So the only time where I laughed at a female joke was in those roasts, the roast of Charlie Sheen, the roast of Justin Bieber, the roast of Donald Trump, right? When you watch the females, like, because they're roasts, they're always coming from a higher standard and they're mean, right? They're mean to the core, and the joke is clever, and they're mean, and their correct social status hitting down. It's just all on point. You laugh. I'm like, oh, the female jokes there. Like those disses are intense, right? The males are not that cruel, right? So that's when I laughed. So I thought about, like, okay, why can't females be funny on stage? One, they self-ridicule. Two, they lack the presentation ability that the guys do, and they refuse to learn. And if they try to, and the way they learn is by replicating, and replicating does not work. You need to own it. Three, they need to be less focused on self-ridicule, more focused on outward ridicule. To me, that's the formula, and I hope somebody proves me right. Like, that's the formula I came up randomly on how to fix the female comedy problem. I don't know if it works or not. I'm just presenting it here. Maybe some female hears it and applies it and then makes me famous. I don't know. But generally, that's what I think of, right? So, females being funny is possible. It's just, I think, the formula of the female trying to be a female comedian is the issue. Instead, how about you become a comedian who happens to be female? What's the difference? The difference is very simple. The difference, generally, is that one relies on the fact that I'm a female comedian. The other, it's just there, right? And I have my own style. I came up with it. I tested the crowd. I came up with my methods. I just happen to have a pair of boobs. Fair enough, right? What to me, what are the best female athletes? The ones that are athletes who happen to be female, right? Do you understand the difference between the definitions? Like, when you're a tennis player and you happen to be female, great. But when you're a female tennis player, there's a certain level of ego to it and a certain level of protection and safety. Ooh, I'm hiding behind the fact that I'm female. Don't pretend like they don't do it, right? So remove that mentality. Apply the 3 steps. Don't self-ridicule. Have your comedy be out toward it and own your style, right? Own your style. And you're all good. You're all good. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on like why female comedy sucks and how to improve it. See you on the next one.